and Wealth Radio Network.
Caregiver Solutions Info with Marcia Teal. Tuesdays at 5 p.m.
Talk 1470 AM and 95.3 FM WNN. Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM W237BD Boca Raton. The Health and Wealth Radio Network.
Have you tried investing in the stock market and haven't done very well? Come into Online Trading Academy. Have your investments lost money and you're frustrated because the only thing your broker says is ride it out? Hop in the car and get to Online Trading Academy. Pro investors show you how money is made in up, down, and sideways markets. You'll see the best way to pick stocks, options, futures, and Forex using a patented rules-based strategy taught only at Online Trading Academy. How to find the right investments, how to time the market, how to protect money from risk. For over 20 years, thousands have learned how to invest from home at Online Trading Academy. Come in and see what this school's all about at a free half-day class. They're all over Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Stewart, and Port St. Lucie. Seating is limited, so call Online Trading Academy now to win a pair of tickets. 954-668-2510. 954-668-2510. 954-668-2510.
Seniors, this is Steve Kane here, asking you, is there too much month left at the end of your money? Take advantage of a reverse mortgage. If you're 62 years of age or older, you own your own home, you can get the money you need, have no mortgage payment, and live in your home for the rest of your life. Use the money for anything. Vacations, pay off your bills, home repairs. It's your money to do with what you want. Call Emmanuel Saint-Germain on his cell phone, 561-400-7317. 561-400-7317.
Gallbladder problems, gingivitis, a bad back, indigestion, fatigue, low libido, not sleeping well, need to lose weight. Just some of the topics you'll hear about. Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Martin. Join me Sunday mornings at 10 on Talk 1470 WNN.
Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand Building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
It's the Becky and Boca Show, coming to you live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. from glamorous downtown Boca Raton. I'll show you how to live life in style in one of the country's most elegant cities, nestled right along the beautiful Atlantic beaches between Palm Beach and Miami. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how to indulge yourself Boca style.
Yeah. Okay, we're on air. Hello. Welcome to the Becky and Boca Show. I was just chatting with my guest and friend, Dr. Janet Allenby. She's a cosmetic dermatologist, and she's been on my show before. And I brought her on tonight because she's opening a brand new place in downtown Boca Raton, and it's called The Body Squad.
Body Squad.
Right, Dr. Allenby?
Hi, yes. Thank you
Welcome
for having
back.
me. Thank you.
I enjoy talking to you. In fact, we haven't stopped talking since we got in the booth here.
I know. Well,
So-
you know, when we talk about beauty, we can just like keep talking.
Yes, and South Florida in particular, I was just talking to you about how South Florida is different from all other parts of the country, and I told you I had a producer on here last week that is thinking of doing a reality show in Boca Raton, and he said people in California are intrigued with what's going on in South Florida because of the lifestyle. And part of that lifestyle, as you know, is people want to look good.
We want to look good.
And they do whatever it takes.
You know what? That is so the case. And actually, that was the concept for me, too, was, you know, I'm already an aesthetic cosmetic dermatologist, and that's my life, and I love it, love it, love it. And in my office, I was doing a lot more body contouring. And I think even on the last program that we did, we spoke a lot about it. And really, when you look at the data that's coming out of the consumers and who wants to do what in their lifetime, the non-invasive, the body contouring, that is top of the charts. That's the growing area.
And that's what Body Squad is, right?
Yes,
it's
and
a
it's
body
funny
contouring for men and women, which makes it very interesting.
It is. It's very important because and also part of the data that was coming up with the consumers is men are definitely more interested. You know, they're interested. They haven't got their feet quite as wet as women, but they definitely want to be part of this. I don't want to look old.
And they want to look good.
Yeah.
And I was just telling you, you walk around downtown Boca Raton, you see people over the age 50, men and women, that look better than people in other parts of the country.
Right.
Because they want to do it.
They want to take care of themselves. You know, it's a self-esteem thing partially, but it's also, you know, I know you and I know how I am. You know, you look in the mirror and you see something that looks good and you feel like you match externally for what you feel internally, and that's what people really want. You know what they want to be as vibrant outside as their brain is inside, and it really is.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's really it's actually very simple. You know, we want to look as good as we feel. You know, so there's nothing wrong with that, and I think the shame factor is leaving, and that's important. You know, there's nothing.
It left me a long time ago. I don't care. I do anything
exactly, and all of the rest of Boca too, actually. But that's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having self-respect and taking care of yourself. We want to look healthy. Do we want to look done? No. Do we want to look artificial?
Yeah,
no.
You want to look
right.
Like that's the trick. You want to do this stuff, but you want to look like you didn't do anything.
Exactly. And it's really, we want to look healthy because it's not even nice to hear you look good for your age, because then it's still there's an age thing that you're
that's
like,
not a compliment.
No, it's not. It's kind of an underhanded like you sort of look good.
Yeah.
You know, I want to hear
you look good,
great.
But I don't know how old you are.
Right. I know you're older, but you know, and that's really the thing that I think most people are realizing is they really want to look natural. They want to look healthy. Look at what we eat today. I mean, you know, I don't know the last time I had dessert.
Oh, are you doing the no carb thing too?
Oh, like the rest of us.
I haven't had a piece of bread in years.
Exactly. You know, it's funny. I did have a dessert the other day, and it was like, it actually almost killed me. I felt like I had a food hangover. But
I can teach you how to do no carb chocolate mousse.
Oh, well,
I'll give you the recipe.
I'm definitely taking that recipe home. It's amazing, though. But, you know, we take care of our bodies. Okay, we have supplements out the yin-yang. I have an entire cabinet of supplements.
It takes me 15 minutes a night to get through my
Exactly. So,
my
regimen.
know,
taking care of ourselves is super important. And we've already bought into, because we're seeing results with it, that we do have to take care of ourselves, taking supplements, you know, working out, eating the right foods.
Right.
You know,
there's several factors. It's not, you can't just do one.
You can't do one of anything. I mean, even when you come into my office and I'm doing a face for cosmetic, you know, help with the face, it's not going to be one syringe of one thing because you need multiple of everything. Just like in Body Squad, we actually have multiple devices that are going to help.
So Body Squad is not the face. We're talking about the body, or do you have facial machines there too?
No, this is not face. And the reason I did this is because I think there are a lot of men that are intimidated with coming into a aesthetic office where there's a bunch of women hanging out, and I really want to have a little bit more friendly space for the men. And the place that we decided on, and first of all, Body Squad, a lot of people are like, oh, it sounds like a workout place. And I'm like, well, you know what? This is about your body, and we're your squad. We are a team that are going to help people contour their body and get what they want out of the end. At the end of the day, I want them to feel great about what they're looking like. And I don't want to. I want a really narrow lane. That way, we're not confusing it with, oh, and now you need Botox, and now you need this, and now you need that. I really want to hone in on the thing that most men do pay attention to. Men are about body, women are about face in general. You know, and I've said that many times, and I think when you think about it, you know, we all know the guys will look at any girl who has a great body walking by. Face doesn't even matter.
Yes, they do start with the body.
They do start with the body. So men are about the body, and this place is not for just men. Just so
it's for men and women.
It's for men and women. But Body Squad is kind of a gender neutral name, and it's also about we're your squad. We're here to help you. We're your team. But I don't want any particular machine to ever be the focus, because as technology changes, we will always be upgrading the technology to make sure we are delivering the best results possible.
Okay, that's
And the
good.
only thing we do are medical devices. So everything we do is non-surgical. It's only medical devices.
It's medical stuff, though. There's a lot of places around town, non-medical facilities doing supposed body tightening and contouring and all that.
100%.
And people...
There's a big difference, exactly.
You gotta do your homework.
You do, and I've done my homework. I've been in practice for 24 years. I've had Cool Sculpting in my office, which is one of our devices, for basically 9 years since the inception of it. The day that it came off of the ramp, I was the second person in Florida to have it. We've been doing, I've done hundreds
I know
and
you get
hundreds
great
of
results with it.
Amazing. So we have Cool Sculpting, which is going to get rid of fat. It's going to get those little stubborn, pinchable fat areas that no matter how much
So I'm
you work
thinking
out.
for men, maybe the little love
Love
handles, the little
handles.
punch in the belly.
It's all
That's
about
what you're...
almost always the love
Yeah.
handles. I
Okay.
have seen guys just ripped. Their bodies are fantastic, and they complain about love handles. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't really see the love handle on them, but they do.
Yeah.
And that's important, because it's all about how you feel about yourself at the end of the day. But overall, most of my patients have always been just regular people who have regular bodies, who have normal lives, that they're busy all the time, they don't have time. This is a place, it's at 151 East Palmetto Park Road, and it's right down the block. So it's right, if everybody who's ever eaten at Casa D'Angelo's knows where that is, we're about two spots
So you're
down.
between Casa D'Angelo and Trattoria Romano, two very famous restaurants in Boca Raton.
Exactly.
Okay.
We're actually a little bit west of Casa D'Angelo, closer to US 1.
Okay, so you're on the other side.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're actually on the same
kind of
block.
by Louis Bossi.
Yeah, actually, that's more
Okay.
in between.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's like, and then
The main drag in Boca Raton.
Exactly. I mean, the concept was, okay, I want to have a body sculpting area that is really just very narrow, keep it tight as far as like really make sure we have the best technology and we're doing the best for the patient, because this is really a medical office.
Yeah.
This is my formulas for people to have the contour that they want. It's not a Medi Spa that is just kind of and we did research this out, because there are Medi Spas that are around, and I'm not here to knock them either, but they really don't have the Cool Sculpting University behind them, which all my people are very trained in
Yeah,
this.
that
I
makes
have-
a big difference.
Yeah, and I have actually people that have gone to master's courses in this. So we have, in combination of just my staff alone that's manning that place, 20 years of experience already
Okay.
of the contouring, which is really important. We did get a new device, and I talked about it last time I was on, that is one of our new additions. And this is
M-Sculpt?
M-Sculpt. And this
Okay.
is actually why I said now is the time, because
Yeah.
Cool Sculpting alone, there's an end point to it. You aren't going to do it forever. You get rid of your fat, and you basically are done with that machine.
Does the fat come back when you get rid of it?
No.
No, it's gone for good.
It's a
Ooh.
permanent fat reduction with Cool Sculpting, and I can go more into the science behind it. So we have Cool Sculpting that is going to get rid of those little stubborn fat pockets that no matter how much you work out, you're never getting rid of it.
Yep.
It's a genetic thing more than anything. And again, for the men, it's the love handles. For the women, it's the gap between the thighs. It could be the saddlebags. It could be the the mommy belly pooch
What about
that's hanging
here?
over. Arms, fantastic. Under the chin, fantastic. Great.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that-
men and
that's
women
like the
on that one.
number one complaint I hear from women. They always come up, what can I do about my
About
saggy
the neck.
chin?
The neck is always an
Yeah.
issue, because it does tend to end up showing a lot of age, and so people are very aware of necks. That's kind of like the new thing that everybody's really hitting hard on.
Yeah.
So what we did is we got the Cool Sculpting, but when we got M-Sculpt, which is a whole different animal, and again, medical devices, non-surgical, very quick treatment times. It added so much more dimension to body contouring.
Okay, so for people that didn't see the last show, what exactly is M-Sculpt?
M-Sculpt is so cool. Okay, so it's actually been out about a year right now. So it's a very new technology, but it has been studied for over 6 years. It has 7 clinical trials, 4 are completed and already published.
FDA
3 are
approved,
active.
all of that.
FDA approved.
Okay.
What this is called high intensity focused electromagnetic energy.
Okay.
Okay, what does that mean? Okay, this is a device that's going to tone and make more muscle mass and strengthen
Without
you.
working out?
Without working
Ooh.
out. I know. The
right, you got me.
convenience of this, and it's like me. Okay, it's 6 o'clock at night. I've been busy all day in the office. I do this with you. We're here.
Last thing
I
you're going to do is go
home.
to the gym.
I don't want to go to the gym. And you don't want to go. You're going to go to something fun, I can tell, with this nice
a little
outfit.
James Bond party after this.
Exactly. So, like, where did the workout go? I'm not a good wake up in the morning. I don't want to get up at 4
I've
in the
never
morning.
been one of those early morning workout people.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go work
Right.
out, especially when I find out that M-Sculpt is going to give me a super ramped up muscle contraction.
So it actually helps you build muscle?
Yes. Okay. So
Okay.
what M-Sculpt does? So this electromagnetic wavelength is applied with paddles to a muscle mass that it's FDA approved for abdomen and buttocks. I off-label use it on thighs.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they're going to get some new paddles for maybe arms and calves. But anyway, so what it's doing is it's delivering this signal to the muscles, and it's electromagnetic. It's not TENS unit, and I know that a lot of people are like, yeah, I use a TENS unit. Totally different. TENS unit is just a blanket electric stimulation to a muscle, and so
that's not for
it almost
contouring,
hurts.
right? That's for
That's actually more for pain.
Yeah.
It's more of a pain management tool.
Right.
So what happens is that this is getting directed to a muscle mass, and it's
like if you wanted to do your abdomen.
yeah,
You would
so
put it on your belly.
You put it on the belly, and it's telling your belly muscles, neurons. It's signaling your brain to have maximal contraction. It's almost like if you were doing some sort of sport and you had to really do a hard push, and all of a sudden you have a huge muscle contraction.
Yeah.
But in normal life, it's a quick little zap, and that's it. Where on this, it actually is repetitively doing
So
that.
it's contracting your muscles for you?
You're contracting. You're almost doing like a V up while you're doing this, and you graduate the dose up with the contraction as somebody is being treated, and it's in a half an hour treatment only. So you're there for half an hour, and you start like maybe at a 25%, and you can crank it all up. And it depends on how conditioned somebody is or not, which is a whole different interesting subject matter. But so you get the maximal contraction, and you go as high as they can tolerate. That doesn't mean that you're going to go up to 100, but you might get to 100%. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. The people who cannot do that, just so they understand this, it's electromagnetic. Just like if you can't go through the MRI machines at the hospital, if you have metal that is
in your body, you can't do it.
You don't want to be doing this one. If you have like a
all those people with
pacemaker-
belly rings that you can't get out.
Yeah, we can clip them out.
My friend knows who
I'll
I'm
get rid of
talking
them for
about.
you, don't worry. Exactly. And then, so what happens is your neurons are telling your brain entire muscle contraction it's called a supramaximal, like above, supramaximal muscle contraction, more so than you would ever do on your own. So one contraction.
Is it difficult? Are you working doing? It's like being in the gym and doing a V up, like you just mentioned.
It doesn't feel like it.
Okay, good. Because I did those today in the gym. Those are hard.
Yeah, they suck. I know. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I bought the machine.
So it's doing the same thing to the muscles that a V up would be doing, but you're not doing the.
No, it's more.
Doing more.
Yes.
Okay.
It is. Entire muscle mass is contracting at a higher contraction than you would ever be able to do
on your own.
Ooh. And it's sustaining it, and it's repetitive quick.
Okay.
Where if we did that as a person, you couldn't physically do it because it's too much of an effort.
Yeah.
So your body's going, oh my goodness, your muscle contracting is like, I have to really, it's actually making epinephrine, and it's telling your muscles to start doing bigger contractions. That's why we actually start progressing up the level. So during that treatment period. So your brain is saying, contract harder. And with all this happening, it's actually causing a significant hypertrophy of the muscle.
Wow.
But it is something like when you do a treatment, it's usually maybe 2 a week. It usually starts with 4.
I was going to ask you how often.
Yeah, you do 4 treatments initially, and they're usually 2 or 3 days apart. So usually 2 a week. So if you do 4 in the 2 week period, that's perfect. But if you even wanted to go every other day, it's actually better to kind of just do 2 a week for the first round. For most people. Some people are pretty deconditioned, meaning they don't have any muscles at all, and they might be better off doing 6 to start off with.
Okay.
So then you're not going to see a lot of change visually. When you go work out for the first time and you did your New Year's resolution and you're already, you're like, okay, I'm going to do 200 sit-ups, and you do your 50 and you're dying. And you look down and you're
Nothing
like, I don't
happened.
look any different. I'm like, I look exactly the same. This hurts. I don't like it. And so what happens is that it takes a while for that hypertrophy to actually
Gradual
happen.
thing. Yep.
And so just like working out,
same thing.
it takes about 4 weeks to see it. All of a sudden, you're like, oh my gosh, my butt is lifted. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so,
then maintenance? Does it stay that way?
Yeah, and everybody's going to be different. I think that for most people, I mean, I'm a crazy one. I bought the machine for me. I probably do maintenance.
You must be there every day.
Actually, probably not, only because I have zero time. I probably do an area, and I do abdomen, I do my butt, I do my front thighs, I do my hamstrings, my back thighs. I will probably do an area like every 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And the more significant thing that was really cool with this is that not only that, you have about 16% muscle strength improvement. You do one treatment before you even see a change in your body. You actually see you will like go work out or you'll go swimming, and you're like Superman. You're just like, I
that's
can do
pretty cool.
It is. I hadn't done a sit up in almost a year, and I'm like pretty good about overall working out. I was kind of just doing Stairmaster, and I'm getting sick of it, But I was sick of the gym, sick of it. I was just like, I'm so tired of spending 2 hours every night trying to make my body look decent. Yeah. Then I'm eating well, and then I have no life. So then I have no body. I look good, but like I have no social life anymore. Right? Exactly. So it's like, I can't even go meet anybody because I'm in the gym all the time. So the thing is that. I totally lost my train of thought on that one. It's like,
You're talking about how when you get to the gym, then to do sit-ups, it's easier.
So I went to go do sit-ups for the first time in literally a year, where I can normally do maybe 10 or 12, and then I do a rest, and then I do like 3 sets of those. I could do 20 easy. I was like,
because your muscles are
muscles are stronger. Yeah. So there's a 16% increase in muscle strength.
16%?
16%.
Okay.
And muscle build. Okay. So then there's a 19% fat reduction, because when you're building muscle, you're making the fat go away because it needs energy to feed those muscles to grow. Mm-hmm. So it's telling your brain, grow muscles and reduce fat at the same time, because you're using the energy of the fat to build muscle.
Oh, wow. I didn't think of that.
It is really interesting. So you might be, young ones are going to get a six-pack ab
very quickly.
Okay. Getting more into my age group, maybe not as six-packy as quick. Even if I can go flat, I'm happy, So it's like, I could just have a flat pack.
Right. Fine.
If I could have a plate, it's okay, So, so these people are what we end up seeing with these people is they are flattening out, they're getting more muscle. The fat on the outside for sure is going away, and usually the pinchable fat is the one we want to treat with CoolSculpting anyway, because that's a permanent fat reduction. But, and this is totally anecdotal, I've seen it in my office, I haven't seen studies on it. People that have fat under the muscle, it's called visceral fat, which is actually kind of a dangerous fat, because it's the fat that surrounds the organs, is reducing too.
Oh,
huge.
Wow.
Yes. This is what I've seen in my office. I haven't seen any studies on this, and they need to do some, because I'm seeing people that I was like, well, it's not going to hurt you to try this, but let's see. And these people that they're tight as a drum, you can knock, knock on their belly and it's noisy. They are flattening out, and they're reducing their size, because you're hitting the muscle that's using the energy of the fat. So people who I may not be able to use CoolSculpting, which again is a more permanent way of getting rid of fat deposits, this way is actually flattening out that inside fat underneath the muscle.
That's amazing.
Exactly. So that is a very cool, like, wow, we got something different going on here.
Yeah.
And that's why I said this is the time people are in Boca are so interested in.
We were talking about that before the show. That Boca Raton is the perfect place to launch something like this.
It is the perfect place, and this is what I consider a proof of concept place. It's called Body Squat is going to be something that hopefully everybody will see all over the United States. Whether we have a couple more in Florida, a couple of Beverly Hills, New York. I want to see Body Squat everywhere. Taking charge of helping somebody achieve that body, that healthy body style that they want. We know people are really good about their diet. We know they're good about taking care of themselves, and we want that body to match. And it's not easy, especially if you don't have time. Body Squad's open 7 days a week. We're there
7 days a week.
8 to 8.
Exactly. 8 to 8, 7 days a week?
8 to 8, every day except for Sunday. We do 11 to 4 because nobody.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I'm like, nobody's even walking
Boca
anywhere.
Raton
in
doesn't
Boca.
get
Right,
up before
exactly. They're
11
still
on Sunday.
hungover.
Yeah, we had
Right.
a big Saturday night.
Exactly. So so we're basically open 7 days a week, but most of it is 8 to 8. And if somebody says, "Look, at these times are not working for me. Can you come at 6:30 in the morning for me?" We'll
You can
arrange
do
it.
it.
We'll arrange
Okay.
it for them because it's important.
Yeah.
This is about convenience, and this should be convenient. To have somebody schlep to my office.
No, I like the idea of not having to go to a doctor's office for it because it makes it a lot less intimidating.
Intimidating for sure, and probably quicker to get in and out.
Oh, sure.
Not that everybody's waiting like an hour to see me, which is normal in my office. But also, doctor's hours are usually 9 to 5,
Right.
as are most other places, even the Medi Spas, all of them. Everybody's a 9 to 5er. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I'm in my office from 9 to 5, so I don't have time, so I don't expect somebody else to.
That's a good idea. So people can come in up until 8 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. So, and if somebody needed to stay late, we'll accommodate them because that's what this is all about. It's really about trying to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to do these things because we know they don't have time. We know they have other obligations. We know they want to, enjoy life other than being in the gym all the time.
Right. Do you want to talk about price at all? I have no idea what something like this costs.
Sure.
Okay.
Cost on this, both Cool Sculpting and M Sculpt. There are certain criteria that we have to abide by signing a contract with having these in our office. So we are obligated to never go advertise below a certain level. But sometimes if you're good and call, you might find better prices if you call, and I'll give you the number 561-903-4945. It's on there.
We got it on the screen.
Yeah, we got it on the
we're
screen.
on radio too,
right?
So
Or you can do
903-4945.
Yes, or go on thebodysquad.com. Body Squad Boca also pops up, but it's thebodysquad.com.
The Body Squad.
The Body Squad.
Thebodysquad.com.
But if you Google it, usually if you say Body Squad Boca, it'll also come up that way too.
Okay.
Usually costs on that, normally advertised price should be about $700 a treatment for the M Sculpt, and you do 4 treatments, and we have some specials where actually you end up getting a couple free ones if you do a package because everybody needs a package. Nobody should do.
Don't want to do just one,
right? And $700 for one would kind of be expensive, honestly. So it's going to be.
So with the package, the price goes down.
With the package, the price goes down. So you got to call because we can't say other prices.
So call for those
exactly. So call and find out because they're much better than that.
And
so Body Squad. With the M Sculpt, you have to do maintenance.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah. So you get through your first 4 or 6 of them, and then you probably want to do it again, like maybe every other month or every 3rd month. We have different maintenance packages that people can do, and that way they get a little better discount with that. If they prepay for it, they get a better. It's like a membership,
right?
You got to do your initial, but then after that, we give you a better price on the other one. So it makes it easier on people because
if it does what you say it does. One more thing for us to
I'm
be addicted to in Boca Raton.
You know what? It totally it is. It's sad but true. It's harder and harder to get old.
People always tell me, "Hey, you got to try this." I'm like, "No, I don't need one more habit."
Oh my gosh!
But then you try something and
you do it. It's like the eyelashes. Once you put them on, you're stuck doing them forever.
And with Ivy Lee's eyelashes, yes. I think we both have them on right now,
yes,
right?
Yes, we do. Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, once you try something that works, skip the designer handbag and put it into your body.
Yes, and I think actually,
I'm gonna look good with that designer handbag with the big pouch on your belly.
You know what? I see people. They're driving like the most expensive car, and you look and you're like, "Whoa! Here's my card."
Yeah,
put a little of that money into the body and the face.
Yes,
it is amazing. But everybody's comfort level is different, and we're not meaning to shame anybody.
No.
I think that the real bottom line is we want people to feel and look healthy, and if this helps them, then we've done our job. And that's really what our whole goal is, to make them look healthy, feel healthy, and do it in a healthy way.
Once you do something that cosmetically makes you look better, you feel so much better.
I know.
It's such a psychological boost.
You know what? You just, that's it right there. It's how it makes you feel at the end of the day. And when you feel good about yourself, the confidence level that you have, the ability to walk and feel like you can present yourself, and whether it's your face or your body, and you have that look that you want,
right.
And it may or may not abide by everybody else's, whatever it is. So for some people, if it's the butt that they want, go do whatever you want.
You see a lot of that.
Staying natural and healthy is really the key with all this stuff. It really is.
To look kind of ageless. I always say people in Boca Raton are ageless.
They are. They really
can't
are.
really pin an age on somebody.
No, I think the Boca people, I think South Florida people look the best in the country. I mean, I go I'm sure you do too. We go all over the place.
Yep.
New York, they kind of look funky. There's some weird looks, and some of it body wise, they're under the clothes. So
right, they don't have to worry about it as much. That's another thing here. Look at me. I mean, you gotta you gotta hardly wear any clothes down here,
and you look great.
No, thank you. Right, but you can't cover up like you can.
No, you cannot cover up. You can't. And then you have a different look in California that is a little bit more wispy looking. They kind of don't have any body. In Florida, we definitely like muscular, healthy, strong look, and people are attracted
you're absolutely
to that.
Right about that.
Yeah.
You don't see the scrawny people like the LA people here.
No, you really don't, and not that that's just everybody has their thing.
You can achieve it.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't eat though.
No,
I like to eat.
I like to eat way too much for that. Exactly. I think that's very unrealistic for these people.
Okay,
I feel
we're going to
bad
go to break here. And we'll be right back after the break with Dr. Janet Allenby to talk some more about sculpting your body. You've been listening to and watching The Becky and Boca Show. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway, on the first floor of the Boca Grand building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065. And now, back to the show. Hello, welcome back to the second half of the Becky and Boca Show. I'm with Dr. Janet Allenby, cosmetic dermatologist, and she's talking about Body Squad, her new place in downtown Boca where they do electromagnetic body sculpting. Am I saying this right?
It's both. It's actually non-invasive medical devices that are going to body contours, and one of them is Cool Sculpting, and the other is M-Sculpt.
M-Sculpting. And what I wanted to make clear is this is medical stuff. This is medical equipment. This is not there's plenty of spas in Boca that are advertising body contouring.
Right. And some of them actually even have some sort of these devices individually. It is really like the treatment plan and putting it together and the expertise, 24 years of my medical practice, and then also my staff that have gone to, it's called Cool Sculpting University. Not everybody has technicians that are certified in this.
And I would imagine more experience you have with the device, the better the results. That probably makes all the difference in the world.
It is. Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of these machines, honestly. There's two halves to that. Part of it is, yes, you have people that are you have to know how to put them on people correctly to be able to get the desired result.
Oh, yeah, I'd be really mad if I went someplace and they didn't put it on right and I was wasting my time.
No, well, not just that, but even Cool Sculpting, which is a device that is permanently going to get rid of fat. If you're not putting that on correctly, or somebody's not putting on if they're not putting the applicator on correctly, you may have an indent in the area.
Oh, my goodness.
Or they don't do a proper treatment plan where somebody is saying, this is how we're going to get you there, but you may have to do 3 visits, and you have to have these applicators put on in a certain way in order to not get negative results. Just like when you have liposuction, if you just took one area, the rest is fat around it. So you have to have a proper treatment plan for it to really work. And to have that, you have to have background behind it. You have to have somebody who's been certified in it, somebody who's had experience with it, multiple cycles getting done.
Right.
Have it done themselves. Things like that are very important because.
And you have done it yourself.
Oh, thank you.
I believe that's why you bought the machine. You
we
confessed?
know. Okay, now I have. Let me see. I have 6 cool sculpting machines and 2 Sculpt machines in my possession. So I will tell you, I believe in this stuff.
Yeah.
I think it works. I used to do liposuction. It was horrible. It was very inconsistent because some areas were easier to get rid of fat,
Yeah.
some areas were harder. People had actual surgery. There was downtime associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
You had to have a risk of having infection, the skin and
it's
the
invasive.
tissue.
You're actually putting something inside the body,
It's
right?
very traumatic. And these procedures are so non-traumatic. They're so non-invasive. You can literally get up. And honestly,
and we were talking over the
Yeah.
break. They're sort of like passive exercise. You're not actually doing anything.
you're doing nothing.
You're just
we are
laying
doing
there?
the work for you. Exactly. And how can you not
like
love
that.
that one? I know. So you're just sitting there watching the show or doing your phone, and you're getting a treatment, and you can just get up and either go out, you can go to eat, you can go to the gym.
So there's no downtime.
No downtime. Either
Okay.
one of them. They're
And no
totally-
effort
no effort
during the
no effort.
treatment.
Yeah,
you don't have
just,
to do it. You don't have to put on any kind of workout suit. And
No, and there are some that do that, and I think that there's a lot of interest in some of these interesting new technologies where they put on an entire bodysuit that has a contraction with it, and I haven't done it yet, and I understand that they actually do a great job, but you have to actually physically work out.
You have to
with
work
it.
out while you're doing it.
And it's
Okay.
I know they're abbreviated workouts, and and I think for people who are really into working out, I think it sounds like a really cool way of getting maximal contraction.
Right.
But I'm a little lazier than that.
Yeah, we don't want to work out else. We don't have
Right.
to.
That's kind of me. Is if I can get away with not, I definitely, I want to cheat the system on that one. I have
Right.
to pay
So you
everywhere
just
else.
go in there and you have to lay down, or you sit up, or what do you? How does
It
it work?
just depends on what body
So
area
people
we're
know
doing.
what to
yeah,
expect.
like if
You
we're
gotta
doing their
take,
chin. We do
clothes off, or
pictures.
what?
We do a whole consultation on mapping everything out,
Show 'em
deciding
what you're
how to
gonna
do
do.
it.
Okay.
Do the plan with the patient so they understand what's going to happen and what their responsibility is. Meaning, like they need to come back a couple times to get a completion. The rooms are very comfortable. We have TVs and everything, and it's basically they're just hanging out with us. Most cool sculpting treatments are half an hour.
Okay.
Okay. You could spend longer if you want more treatments, but each cycle is about half an hour on average. M-Sculpt, half an hour. So we're not asking for people a lot of their time.
Right, that's
it's,
nice.
No, and it's simple. And I think once cool sculpting has had a big evolution, it was more of an hour or longer treatment. The hand pieces were very different. They've upgraded them a couple of years ago, and it really changed the whole playing field on this. It became where you had 20 to 25% of an area treated improved, which is fantastic. I mean, that's about what you're going to get with liposuction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a non-surgical way of getting rid of fat permanently, which is huge. Once we can get rid of their fat permanently, then we can put them on the M-Sculpt machine
And do the muscles.
and build their muscle, tone their
Wow.
muscle. We have 16% muscle growth. You know what? This is perfect for the mommies.
We're going to talk about the little paunch.
Yeah.
Anybody that's had kids knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, which
or
is,
maybe even if you didn't.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It is really interesting though, because there's really been nothing that tightens up that mommy belly, and it's loose skin. It's loose muscle. That muscle got stretched out. If anybody's ever looked at a naked female, and about to deliver, it's like you got a person in there, you know. So that muscle is super stretched out, and there's always a little fat around it. So 11% in the studies, 11% of the bellies came down. So that actually is a bigger number than anything we've ever seen anywhere else.
Okay.
I mean, this is these two devices are really the only two that really
So you're getting
have
rid
been
of fat
proven.
with the cool sculpting, and then you're tightening, you're
And
building muscle with the other
you're
one.
getting rid of fat with the
With the
M-Sculpt.
M-Sculpt.
You're
Wow.
getting a reduction of fat with the M-Sculpt, and the difference really is one is meant to kind of treat more permanently, and the other is to maintain people. And
Okay.
it's a maintenance thing. It's just like, you know what, you go to the gym.
So cool sculpting, you don't have to repeat after a
Once
certain amount
you've
of
gone through your treatment
once your fat's
plan
gone,
and
it's
you're
gone.
and it's gone, it's
Okay.
gone. So that
Well,
one
that's
is, and
nice.
it is nice. I mean, you
Yeah.
do arms, you do bellies, you do thighs, you do neck, you do a lot of different areas. Where the M Sculpt is more of a muscle contraction. It's a toning. It's a muscle builder. It's a.
I like that.
You know,
idea.
somebody who has an injury, like they have a knee injury, they can't go to the gym. You can go and you can maintain your core strength.
Yeah.
So you get that core strength working out. Yeah,
I'm thinking of all sorts of applications for it.
it's really amazing.
People who do some kind of procedures, like if someone had breast augmentation, they can't work out for a period of time, and that kills women.
kills
Like
them.
3 months, you can't go to the
Yes.
gym.
Yes.
I have people that complain about that all the time to me.
Yeah,
But
and
they
now
could come and
they can come and
Not around the breast, I
probably
imagine.
do their butt.
Okay.
I would probably not for the first month do their abdomen.
Okay.
But I would definitely do their butt.
Okay.
You know, and what girl does not want their butt lifted?
Yeah.
If you've ever happened to be in a pair of Lululemons, side view, no good. You know, it's just like flat as a pancake. There's a little thing hanging at the
now
bottom.
you got me thinking that a lot of people, there's times when you can't work out in your life. You have a restriction.
You got something going on.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's an injury
Yeah.
or an induced
Facelift?
injury.
Facelift
for
can't
sure.
work out for a long
Abs-
time.
Abs and
So
butt.
then you go do your face, and then you gotta let your body go to sleep.
Yep.
But you
That's-
could come in and do your belly.
Absolutely.
Okay, anybody getting a face, if you can do your belly.
There you go. Come on in. Exactly. No, it totally.
Yeah.
But it also helps when when your core strength is improved. It's also stabilizing people too.
Posture.
Yes.
Oh, that's my big thing.
Well, people
Now I gotta
start
sit up.
getting like kind of they start getting wobbly
lose
as they get
their-
older because they
yes.
have no core strength. That's why
Right.
Pilates is so fantastic. You know, this is like Pilates on steroids.
Wow.
Okay, so if we put the paddles on your tummy and your
Okay.
abdomen for half an hour, that's like doing 20,000 sit-ups. Right. Okay, so
Wow.
have I done 20? I've not done it in my lifetime, but I've spent a lot of time in the gyms. Same with
Oh, my.
any muscle mass that you're hitting. It's about 20,000 repetitions is the equivalency.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, and it's not just because it's contracting 20,000 times. It's not. It's not even contracting 20. It's just the supramaximal contraction.
The amount of-
that is. It's not. So it's the intensity of the contraction, and you actually don't have any discomfort afterwards. So you're not having that like.
Do you
muscle
feel like
fatigue.
your muscles being contracted?
Yeah, while you're doing it,
Okay.
you're actually, you know, you can actually feel the muscle contracting and
Wow.
releasing. But the thing is that afterwards, you know how like after 2 days of working out that you have worked out in 6 months and you can't sit down the toilet because your butt hurts
Yeah.
so bad, and you're like, I can't even sit. You know, it's hurting. You don't have that.
You don't have any of that.
that lactic acid buildup
Oh.
because there's in it. Part of the protocol of the machine is it knocks that out before it even happens.
Oh, wow.
But there is no way we could actually
That's
do this
interesting.
on our own, which is important because, you know, we think, oh, I'll just go to the gym and do this. There's no way you can maximally contract your muscle mass at the
To the same
intensity of
point.
what we're doing. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like it's cheating the system, really. And it's for those people who are already not able to get to the gym. They can't do what they normally would do. You know, if you're totally awesome with your body and you're happy and you're going to the gym and you want to spend the time there, good for you. You know,
Yeah.
there are tons of those people out there too. But the majority of people actually, you
Don't wanna
know,
go to
we
the
got
gym.
life a little that we got to spend
Yeah.
time. You know, our responsibilities are for other things, and you just don't have that time or energy at the end of the day to do it. This requires none of our own personal effort, which is great. And you know, you can actually end up getting such a nice result at the end of the day and feel good. You just feel better when your core is stronger
Yep, yep.
anyway, but it looks better
And
too.
you feel better when you walk, and you feel like you present yourself better.
You know, I actually feel it in my front and back when I do my abs. I can feel my psoas muscles contracting
really?
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like and the electromagnetic wavelength will only hit the muscles. It's
I was
really
gonna ask you about that. It doesn't
it's
affect the
not gonna-
organs at all.
Nope, doesn't
Okay.
affect the organs at all. They definitely studied everything. They've done MRIs, CAT scans, animal models, which, you know, but they have to do it to get FDA clearance. So they have checked in every direction, and it's the electromagnetic signal going to the neurons that is causing kind of like a feedback loop, and it's telling your brain contract supra. You know, it's making you contract to a maximum, and I'm talking a lot about M-Sculpt because I think a lot of people have heard of Cool Sculpting.
Yeah, Cool Sculpt's been around a while, but M-Sculpt is the
and
new one.
M-Sculpt is the new thing, and it's fantastic, but it's really the combination treatment. We will be bringing in more skin tightening for my female
I was
patients.
going to ask you, what else do you have at Body Squad?
I like the radio frequency, and I use that in my office and my dermatology practice, and I really like what it's doing.
Which one do you use?
I use Thermi. It's called Thermi Smooth, and
Okay.
it's nice because it's a pretty quick treatment. It has a very large handpiece specifically for cellulite. It has some fat reduction, but more it tightens it up. You know, I think there's a disconnect in our mind. Women in particular are the victims of cellulite. Men rarely have cellulite. So women, we suffer, and we suffer big time with this. You know, maybe guys go bald, but women get cellulite.
Women get cellulite.
You know, that's the difference there. So what happens is it's not just banding down of the fat cells, you know, and that's what it is. Real true cellulite is like a tethering of the tissue, and then you see the dimpling.
Yes. Okay.
That's true cellulite. What happens is as we get older, our skin gets loose, and then you see the unevenness of the tissue underneath. So it's
tightening the skin will
tightening
get
the
rid
skin
of,
is really treating. I'm going to say quote unquote cellulite, but it's really not truly cellulite. It's really loose skin.
Loose skin. Okay.
If you look at your knees, you know.
Yeah, we don't like loose skin.
Exactly. So the Thermi.
You treat knees?
Yeah,
with
with the Thermi you can treat knees.
Wow.
So Thermi is a radio frequency device, and I have actually a couple different Thermi devices, and they're fantastic in treating the tissue and causing the tissue to kind of contract. It looks immediately better, which is a little false. It actually grows collagen, so usually you have to do a couple treatments to see it.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Same as Emsculpt. You know, it's going to take a couple treatments before you see it. You know, it's not something that's going to be immediate. Cool sculpting usually kicks in after about 2 weeks. All of a sudden, you're like, "Ooh, I'm looking good," you know. But the Emsculpt a little bit longer to see it, and it is impressive once you see it.
Wow.
Now, very interesting on Emsculpt that I was talking to a trainer the other day because he wanted to make sure that he got up to the 100% because he said, he goes, "What did Dr. Allenby get up to?" And they're like, 100%, and he's like, "I got to do that too." Then, if you're in really good shape, you're very conditioned, you actually probably will not get to the 100% because it will be almost cramping and too much.
Oh, wow.
When you have no muscle, you need almost 100%. And it doesn't hurt as much, meaning, I'm not even going to say as much. This thing doesn't hurt, and we don't want you to hurt. So if you're hurting, we turn it down a little bit. It tells me it's too intense.
Yeah.
We want to get you to the highest level that you're comfortable with, and it may be different on different days. I've done my thighs where I can't go more than 25%, and I'm cramping, and it's uncomfortable. But, man, I got some quads on me now.
Wow.
You know, yeah, and it really makes a difference on the shaping. When you're shaping, say with Emsculpt, you also see a tightening of the tissue because the expansion of the muscles also giving a more tightening look to the legs. And for women, that's really important. You know, guys always tend to have pretty good legs anyway in most cases.
So if men, what do men usually want to treat?
Abs.
Abs.
Yeah.
Mostly abs. Okay.
Men are about abs, flanks, love handles, sometimes a higher body area, and that would be more with cool sculpting. You know, men have sometimes like what women consider bra fat type of stuff. Men tend to be big with the necks. You know, it's a big one with them. So I think more often.
And that's, what do you use for the neck?
Oh, the cool sculpting.
Cool sculpting.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. So cool sculpting for the neck, for the men. Usually it's abdomen. You know, they have usually a belly. If they have a beer belly, meaning they have visceral fat, Emsculpt all day long. But if they have those love handles that you can actually pinch the fat, and it's a softer fat, we do the cool sculpting to get rid of that first and get that permanently off the table, and then we do a continuation of the Emsculpt.
Okay. Then what about would they have like loose skin there after you take the fat
what?
out?
It doesn't. Okay. Even if you never did Emsculpt, which would help tighten you up anyway because your muscles grow, when you do cool sculpting, it's kind of a side effect that it actually tightens up the tissue. I mean, we're not talking about somebody who's grossly obese, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just a medical terminology. Yeah. When somebody is pretty normal body, but they just have a little extra fat, the whole area just contracts in. When you go on thebodysquad.com, you will be able to see some great before and afters on how bodies look, and you can see that their skin is not loose and it's not hanging. I think the biggest example of that one is actually arms. When you go on the website and you see an arm, you're thinking, well, if they get rid of the fat, the skin's all just going to hang like the bat wing was hanging anyway. Right. The bat wing is hanging down because the fat is actually pulling the tissue down. And when you release the fat or remove the fat, the skin just springs up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so you really don't see the loosening or the laxity of the skin. That usually comes from sun exposure, genetics, hormone depletion, things like that. So you're going to see that more with other problems. You know, that's why, you know, somebody my age group is going to suffer with loose skin on the thighs more so than somebody who's younger.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it is it's more of an age factor, too much sun factor. Too much.
Interesting that the sun does that.
Oh, yeah. You know, look at the tennis player legs.
Sun loosens.
They may have some great muscles, but they also have their knees are like hanging down pretty low.
Okay.
You know, and so you can really like it starts identifying it. So, you know, you really do see a nice contraction of the whole area. If somebody is never had sun and they just have a little bit of fat there, it all just goes right in. But you can see some good before and afters on our website.
Okay, go to the website and look at the befores and afters.
Thebodysquad.com.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? We're doing free consultations in the office. If they call,
so people can just come in?
Yeah, actually, if they go on the website, we do have a enter to win a free body makeover. And you can either do it with Cool Sculpting or you can do it with M-Sculpt. It depends on what they win, yeah. So we've actually already had, we've been open 1 week.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you how long you've been open. Okay.
It's already been actually pretty packed. I'm
really
shocked. And I thank you, everybody who's participated in this. I really appreciate their coming in. But it has actually been every day we're having people walk in off the street. People are like, what is this? You know, some people think it's a workout place because of the word Body Squad. You know, but it really is. I want to keep it as neutral as possible. That way people know that if the technology changes, I'm changing with it. I'm not going to make them do Cool Sculpting forever and ever in their lifetime.
Just because you bought the machine.
Right, right, exactly.
That happens a lot with doctors.
Oh my gosh, you can hear about the new best sometimes.
Because these machines are not cheap.
Oh my
So
God.
once a doctor invests in a machine, sometimes they tend to use it and use it and use it for years and years, even when there's more updated technology.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I have 6 machines now, and I keep buying them because they are still, well, I will say, with both of these companies, one is Allergan and the other is called BTL, they upgrade the machines also. And right now, these are the best technologies available. And if it changes, we change. You know, we are always going to be in the forefront and doing the research for the people because that's what we're about. We're the squad. You know, we are the people for them. We are trying to make sure that they experience a great improvement without really having any inconvenience, trying to make it like simple for them to come in, get their treatment that's convenient to them, not for me as a doctor. I know my hours stink for people, so I know that. That's why we're doing the 8 to 8s. You know, that's why we're doing 7 days a week, because we know it's very difficult to interrupt your life for something that we consider a vanity thing, even though it's becoming more of a psychological boosting thing than a vanity thing.
It really is. Yeah, Boca Raton, we don't worry about vanity.
Exactly. No, who cares how they look in Boca?
Self-absorption, that sort of thing.
I'm the queen.
No, but like we were saying, South Florida is different from other parts of the country, so this is a great place to launch something like this.
You know what, and that's what it is. This is, you know, it works so well in my office, and I knew this area over here was just asking for something like this. And there are a lot of places that they can choose, as far as maybe one place has an M-Sculpt machine, one place has a Cool Sculpting machine, but we have
everything for the body right there.
We have everything for the body, and we have the technicians that are very, very experienced and very certified. And that, I think, is the key difference between our place versus the other places. And we're not muddling it up with other things, you know, and I think there's a certain wisdom of being very specialized in your area. You know, I don't want to, just like I'm never going to do a facelift in my dermatology office, because you know what, that's way out of my comfort zone, as it should be for my patients. You know, so leave it to a plastic surgeon who's fantastic at it. You know, there are certain people that will do great for other things. This is what we're great at. We've already proven it in our office.
You've been doing the Cool Sculpt for years and years.
I've already gone through multiple. The only thing that for me as a physician, or having this device as far as the M-Sculpt machine, there are paddles that expire, meaning like we use them up because there's so many pulses you get. I've already gone through hand panels. We've already done over 200 treatments in the office, in my office over here. This has been only available since basically It came out to the public probably in about July.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean, we have already seen results. We've already seen these people changing. Pretty much everybody who's already been doing it continue to do it. That tells me that they like it. It's like
exactly.
everything.
They're not going to come back if it didn't.
Right.
if it didn't work.
If it didn't work, we won't
Yeah.
see them again on that. You know,
Right.
they'll do something else, and we just won't see them. But we're seeing repetitive things, and we're seeing that they're doing multiple body sites at once. So if they do their abs, they end up doing their buttocks. If they do that, they end up doing their thighs. You know, because it's the whole body. We want the whole package. Who doesn't want the whole package?
Right. Right.
That's our mantra of life,
Right.
I think. That's our self-absorbed part.
Boca Raton,
I want
you do
everything.
everything we can. Okay, we got a couple minutes left. Anything else you want to say?
Wow. You know, I could just
I
keep
know
talking.
we talked a lot, but tell us how long you've been in practice.
Wow, 24 years.
Okay.
I have been a board-certified dermatologist for 24 years, and I've been up in the Boca area probably about 20 of those years. And I have a fantastic clientele that have fortunately allowed me to enjoy doing just aesthetic medicine. And basically, I am fillers and body contouring in my office, and I still actually offer it at Allenby Cosmetic Dermatology. But, you know, I realize it's pretty inconvenient. Like I said, I really said, you know what, it's time to deliver something that, one, I want to have it very guy friendly. I really think the men
and we talked about that men are doing a lot more Botox now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And they look fantastic.
Yeah, and once they start, they don't stop.
You know, as a single female, I like these guys taking care of themselves.
Why not?
You know, I
Why
take care
not?
of me. I want them to look good
Absolutely.
too. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to go like, oh, you need to do Botox.
Make some effort.
You know, exactly.
I had that dating guy in here that has a dating business a few weeks ago, and he was like, guys, make an effort.
Right. Oh, my
you're
God.
trying to get out there and meet somebody. Take care of yourself.
Right.
Do something.
Right. It's like the websites for the dating app, and you see a guy taking a picture in the bathroom, and you see the urinal behind him. It's like, dude, look behind you. Look at your picture. You got a urinal behind you. You know, is that attractive? You know, you're like obviously had a drink, so now you're taking your picture,
But he
posting
was like
it.
saying that men don't go out on their first dates, they don't even groom. So, you know, fingernails, things like that. So men really have to
come up to bat. Yeah. They need to like their level needs to
And
rise.
if they think it doesn't matter to women,
You know what, though? I will
they're
tell
wrong.
you, the men that I see in the office and the men that are doing all these things, they've already figured it out. Number one, they're confident. They are self-driven. They are very in tune with their bodies. These people really already know who they are, what they want to be. You know, they already have the confidence, as are the women that I have too. You know, so it's kind of the people that just don't know. You don't know what you don't know, I think is the terminology. And I think a lot of men just have never been educated. You know, maybe they were married for a million years and all of a sudden they're on the dating
and then they're
scene.
out there.
Right, and it's like,
time to go
whoa.
see Janet.
Right,
and get
exactly.
yourself all fixed up. Then go out there.
Shine you and get you out there and get you a couple dates. You know, but it is. I think it's we all want to be loved and be accepted, and part of that is looking healthy and
feeling
feeling
good about yourself.
being
And when you feel
confident.
good, you project the confidence and
100%.
and you attract.
You know, and that's one of the biggest aphrodisiacs is confidence. You know, when you have confidence and people see you like living life, they're like, I want that. I want that person, you know. So it is something that really draws others to us when we look healthy. And the key word is healthy. I think when you're looking healthy and you're looking normal and you're looking elegant, and you know, that word is kind of a strange word, but it definitely, I think a beautiful, elegant person always attracts people. And it's achievable. It's just a matter of doing your research and finding out. You can research on thebodysquad.com.
Okay.
Or come visit us. You get
Just
a
stop
free
in. I mean, it's
consult.
right
Exactly.
downtown.
It's right
You're
downtown.
roaming around downtown,
Right.
stop in and-
If you're at
and
Louis
check it out.
Bossie's, check it out. And we're right down the block there. And we're there. And our staff is so friendly and so nice. Everybody will love them when they meet them. I mean, we are here for them. And
you can come in and just get an assessment. They can tell you what you need.
Exactly.
Okay. And put you on a program.
We'll get you on a program.
Okay, well, we got to wrap this up. I enjoyed talking to you as always,
We always
and
have
can't
fun.
wait to visit you in a new place. So thank
Absolutely.
you, Dr. Allenby. And the business is called Body Squad.
Yeah. So free treatments. You got to enter. And
Okay, go to bodysquad.com. Is it the Body Squad or Body Squad?
Thebodysquad.com, but it's
Okay.
Body Squad is the name of the place.
Okay, so you can enter to win free
Free
full
body makeovers.
makeover. Ooh,
I know.
nice. Okay, all
Right?
right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Dr.
Elby,
Thank you,
and
Becky. See you next week.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Boca.
You have been watching and listening to The Becky and Boca Show. Tune in every Thursday night at 6 p.m. to discover.
Welcome to Let's Talk Hormones with Carolyn Zallmeyer. Take some time with me this evening to learn how to age healthier and live happier. Today we'll be discussing how hormones can affect all aspects of your health and well-being. I've been specializing in women's health and hormones for over 28 years and focusing in on bioidentical hormone therapy for both men and women for the past several years. We talk hormones, we don't talk sex, we talk health, aging, wellness, and relationships, and well, maybe a little bit of sex. So let's get this party started. Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Hormones with me, Carolyn Zallmeyer, bioidentical hormone expert. We're live streaming on Facebook on the Low TE Florida page, live on 95.3 FM and 1470 AM here in South Florida, and we're also on the iHeartMedia radio app under WNN 1470. During the next 30 minutes, if you have any questions for me, you can call in to our office, 954-791-4498, and we'll be happy to get back to you, or you can send questions through Facebook. Tonight's topic is thinning hair. What could be the cause, and how can I fix it? And we will be answering questions on our topic and bioidentical hormones. Any questions you have, please call in or post your questions on Low TE Florida Facebook page. Can I fix it? In my practice, I have many men and women concerned about hair loss. A full head of thick, nice hair is a sign of youth and vitality, and who doesn't want that? There are many causes of hair thinning or balding. Most of our average daily hair loss is within normal ranges. We're simply just seeing through our normal daily hair loss. Sometimes we may notice more, but it's just a normal shedding. You may notice more with your showers or maybe more in your brushes. Normal average daily hair loss is around 100 to 150 hairs per day. Seems like a lot. If you believe you have female hair loss, or if you have significantly more than 150 hairs in your brush, in your shower throughout the day, you may have abnormal hair loss, and that's what we're going to talk about today. You need to find out if your hair loss is caused by an illness, medications, thyroid conditions, vitamin deficiencies, diet, products that you're using on your hair, treatments, or other serious causes of hair loss. What prompts me to talk about this is mainly that many people come to my practice and they want to blame hair loss on testosterone. But the fact is, many people coming in for their initial consultation when their testosterone is very, very low are complaining of hair thinning or even some bald spots. So many of the female patients I have on their initial visit mention thinning hair or bald spots, and they have a lab value of testosterone so low that in the lab that you can't even measure it. So I don't think testosterone's to blame. Here are the facts. Over 85% of American men over 50 will have significant thinning hair. What's even more shocking is that over 80% of women will experience noticeable hair loss by the age of 60. Thinning hair can make you feel unhealthy, unattractive, or even older than you really are. I'm not a hair expert. However, since it's been such a concern for my patients, I've decided to scour the research and learn as much as I could about hair loss to help my patients. I've learned so much by just doing the research and putting together all this information. I was attempting to write an article on it, but it got to be so long that I decided just to do a show on it to just get the information out there. I've been on bioidentical hormone pellets for well over 6 years. The same dose. I haven't really even noticed an issue with my hair until about 6 months ago. I started noticing a few more hairs in my hairbrush that got my attention. Being just a tad bit vain, I decided that I needed to research this. What was I going to do? Was I going to wait till I had one hair left on my head to be proactive? That would be a little bit late. So I wanted to research it and find out what is really going on. So let's explore some of the possible causes of thinning hair. Family history, hereditary. Most common cause of hair loss is hereditary condition called male pattern baldness or even female pattern baldness. And it usually occurs gradually with aging and predictable patterns, a receding hairline and bald spots in men, and thinning hair in women. This type of hair loss is not preventable, but it is treatable. Stress, whether it's a physical stress or an emotional stress, your body takes it as the same. Stress can mess with your hair. Whether it's physical stress, such as having a surgery, illness, or even giving birth, can shock your follicles into hibernation. It may actually show up several months after the event. It may not happen right away. In extreme causes of stress, your scalp may also start to shed handfuls of hair, and that can be frightening, especially for women, because we love our hair. And this is because of an overabundance of anxiety and pressure that interrupts the healthy growth process, during which we continuously sprout and lose our hair. There's a constant shedding that's going on. During periods when you're maxed out, your hair can't manage its normal routine and instead falls out more than it normally would. Certain medical conditions, such as diabetes, thyroid issues, and lupus can cause hair loss. Psychological stress can do the same number on your scalp. Your body reacts to stress the same, whether it's physical or emotional. What can you do? You can lower your stress. I know this sounds silly, but you have control over how much psychological stress your body experiences. I remember years ago talking with my father about stress. He was explaining to me that he and I had this special capability of creating psychological stress, whether it was real or not, but we could make our own. He said that our bodies look at stress as a fuel, and some people actually thrive on it while it can take others down. If stress isn't the fuel that you're shooting for, you can work on resolving your hair issues naturally with time. Yoga, meditation, exercise, talk therapy, nutritious eating, and basically a healthy lifestyle can lead to a healthier head of hair. Your hair is thirsty for robust nutrients and supplements, so make sure to give it what it needs topically and internally. You can also take vitamins with essential nutrients that promote health for your hair. Thyroid. Your thyroid, that's a biggie. We see this in our office a lot. Hair loss is another sign that the thyroid hormones may be out of balance. Both hypothyroid and hyperthyroid, whether it's low, a little bit sluggish, or if it's running on high, can cause the hair to fall out. And in most cases, the hair will grow back once a thyroid disorder is treated. A sluggish thyroid can lead to dry, frizzy, brittle, and thinning hair. As BioT providers, we look a little bit deeper into the thyroid than most traditional medicine practitioners. We look at the free T3, which is a circulating thyroid in your body. And this is what controls our metabolism, our mental clarity, our energy, our hair, and our nails. So while traditional medicine tends to look only at the TSH, we look at the whole picture. What is really going on inside of you? What can we fix and help you feel better and even look better? So what can you do? Have your thyroid checked and optimize with desiccated thyroid. I use Armor Thyroid or NP Thyroid with my patients. The desiccated thyroid is a combination of both T3 and T4, where the synthetic thyroid is just T4. Your body has to convert that T4 into T3 to use it. So why not just give it what your body needs? So that's why we use the desiccated thyroid. Traditional medicine practitioners may look at your TSH, your thyroid stimulating hormone, and say, you're normal. Yeah, you're normal, but you don't feel well. You're tired. You have a brain fog. Your hair is falling out. Your nails are brittle. We need to treat that to get you feeling and looking your best. You need to try to find more holistic practitioners like me that will check for your free T3, the circulating thyroid, that could be leading to your hair thinning or hair loss. It also slows your metabolism, so if you're gaining weight around the middle, it can help with that. Dry skin, fatigue, and possibly constipation. Yikes. Hormones. Women with declining hormones, which is natural with aging, may notice thinning hair. Your scalp's production of the natural oils also lowers as time goes on, so you may notice the texture changes. It may be a little bit more dry and wiry. Most women's hair thins out with menopause, but we may not like it, but it does. So you can look at your family, too, to see, did your aunt have thinning hair, your mother, your father, what's going on with your genes. So what else can you do? You can consult with a BioT provider like me. If you're not in South Florida, go to biotmedical.com to find a provider near you and have your hormones and your thyroid optimized. Many patients notice a nice change in hair growth once their hormones and thyroid are restored to healthy levels. You can change your shampoos and cream rinse to super moisturizing products, hair masks, hydrating shampoos, leave-in conditioners. Minoxidil and a prescription medication may also help. Some of the prescription medications have some heavy side effects. You really need to read the literature on those. So pollution, who would think of that? When smog, dust, smoke land on your hair and your scalp, the molecules may penetrate your hair follicles and skin, leading to damage that can cause irritation. This may result in oily hair and scalp, itching and flaking. What can you do? Wash your hair more often. Really working the shampoo into the scalp to remove as many of the lingering pollutants as possible. I have one patient that swears by a Listerine final rinse, using Listerine as an exfoliant, clearing the oil and shedding skin that may be blocking the pores on the scalp. There may be something to this because I saw recently a close-up view of microscopic of a menopausal scalp, and it looked like the surface of the moon. You could land a space shuttle on this thing. It had craters and dips and diddles. So maybe the Listerine helped clear that out. So the thought of hair follicles being clogged with your hair products, skin oils, pollutants, it isn't so far-fetched. I noticed this one day out in the sun damage. We go on the boat quite a bit, and my hair does change when we go out on the boat. We put sunblock on our faces and on our bodies, but not on our hair. Have you ever thought that your hair could be getting damaged too? Your hair and scalp need protection from the sun as well. Too much sun can damage the molecules in your hair, stealing the luster, the shine, the color, and the sun hits your hair the same as a UV light. It reflects towards your hair follicles, producing sun damage that can cause your hair to thin out, protect your hair from sunlight and other sources of ultraviolet light. So what can you do? Cover up your hair with a hat or get some product that will help, has some UV protection. They have them at the beauty stores, and that can help filter and protect your hair from the sun. Here's another culprit for thinning hair. Drying your hair. Blow drying with intense heat injures the protective cuticle layer, causing roughness and drying. So what can you do? Invest in one of the new high-quality dryers that dries your hair quickly at a lower temperature. Keep the dryer at least 6 inches away from your hair and move the the barrel of the brush constantly, like they do at the hair salon when they're blowing out your hair, and you'll have less damage. The dermstore.com has a great source for a very good blow dryer that's protective for your hair, and they have good other utensils, the curlings, irons, and flatteners. So brushing your hair. If you brush it when it's wet, you can snag and cause split ends. So treat your hair gently when washing and brushing. A wide tooth comb may help prevent pulling of the hair. So what can you do? Run a detangling product through your hair and use a wide tooth comb. You can also apply coconut oil to your hair before you shower, and this helps condition and prevent breakage. Plus, the coconut oil smells really good. It reminds me of the islands. Coloring. Hair dye must be rinsed out thoroughly. Whether you're doing it yourself or going to a salon, make sure the color is rinsed completely. If the color is not washed out properly, it can cause hair thinning and loss. Some permanent colors can remove the natural outer layer and leave your hair dry and brittle. So what can you do? Look for products or ask your colorist. Select a product that doesn't have over bleach or makes dramatic changes to your color. Make sure your hair is shampooed twice with a sulfate-free shampoo after coloring. Once this is clear, then the unneeded color, the second time rinse is when your hair and scalp will be clean. I understand that there's a product available at beauty supply stores that you can actually apply to your roots before the coloring that could help protect them. So if you feel that you're getting damage to your hair follicles from the color, you may want to explore that a little bit. Hairsprays. A lot of women with thinning hair are using a lot of hairspray to sculpt and cover their thin spots. The alcohol in the spray can be very drying and create strands that are just not healthy and are more apt to break. So what can you do? You can you apply a dry shampoo to lift the roots and then use a blast of cool from your blow dryer to keep it lifted. Or you can find a spray that is alcohol free. They have them out there. And it'll add a little bit of firmness, but not too much. Oh geez, now I sound like a beautician. I really do bioidentical hormones. How did I get onto the hair thing? Okay, here's some more. Hot styling tools, flat irons, curling irons. They dry out and cook your hair, especially if you hold them on your hair for too long. What can you do? Don't overuse your hair styling tools. Keep the temperature between 320 and 380. When straightening, take 2 quick passes through each section instead of 1 long pass. Little tip. So coloring. Hair dye must be rinsed out thoroughly. Whether you're doing it yourself or going to a salon, we did that. Okay, so I guess this opened up a whole can of worms. There's certainly certain hairstyles and treatments, excessive hairstyling or hairstyles that pull your hair tight, such as pigtails or cornrows that can cause a traction alopecia, they call it, where your hair is actually pulling out from the scalp. Hot oil treatments and permanents can cause inflammation of the hair follicles that lead to hair loss. If scarring occurs, then the loss could be permanent. So what can you do? Avoid tight hairstyles such as braids, buns, or ponytails. Avoid compulsively twisting or rubbing or pulling your hair. Avoid harsh treatments such as hot rollers, curling irons, hot oil treatments, and permanents. Avoid using rubber bands on your hair. When you remove rubber bands, you also take a lot of hair along with it. So use the soft fabric ties instead. Your diet, not eating enough protein. Protein is the building block for your hair. The proteins from your food is broken down into amino acids, which are then used to form other proteins like the keratin that makes up 95% of your hair. What can you do? Make sure your diet includes at least 60 grams of protein. And this is important for the vegans and the vegetarians especially. Some proteins you may want to include are lean meats, eggs, cheeses, tofu, nuts, yogurts, beans, and lentils. Crash dieting. If you're on an extreme low-calorie diet, your hair may suffer. When your body is low on nutrients coming in, it prioritizes and sends the nutrients to the vital organs, and your hair can suffer. Your hair requires a lot of nutrients, blood flowing, and energy to grow. So what can you do? In addition to protein, you can keep your hair shiny and thick by filling your diet with packed with carbs of sweet potatoes, quinoa, high fiber, and the healthy fats, avocado oil and olive oil. Vitamin D deficiency. Load up on the dietary sources for vitamin D. That would be your fatty fish, your fortified milk, your orange juice, or a good quality vitamin D supplement. Vitamin D is critical for good health. You need it to have it checked because too little or too much is not good. The lab has a huge range if you're having your blood tested. It's 30 to 100. And we, with BioT, prefer it to be like 60 to 80. And that should give you good protection for your bones, your teeth, your mood, and prevention of certain cancers. But again, you want the right amount, not too much and not too little. So have your lab test done. We're going to take a short little commercial break, and then we'll be right back. Many men and women are feeling tired, moody, having difficulty sleeping, gaining weight, and have no desire for intimacy or exercise. These symptoms can be caused by reduced levels of hormones that occur naturally as we age. You'll be happy to learn there's an exciting, safe, and natural solution available at Low TE Florida. If you'd like to learn more about how Low TE Florida can safely balance hormones for both men and women, call today or visit our website at lowteflorida.com. You've been listening to Let's Talk Hormones with Carolyn Zallmeyer. I hope I've made you feel comfortable enough to call in with your questions. The phone number is 888-565-1470. Now, let's get back to the show. Some other things may be that you're not eating enough vegetables. Add color to your plate. This includes a nice variety of vegetables in your diet, the yellows, the greens, the oranges, and not enough exercise. Studies show that if you don't exercise, you're more likely to have thinning hair. Exercise will increase your heart rate and increase the blood flow and the oil production to your scalp. So what can you do? 30 minutes of exercise 5 to 6 days a week really could help your hair as well as your body and your mind and your mood. Medications and supplements. Hair loss can be a side effect of certain drugs, such as those used for cancer, arthritis, depression, heart problems, GERD, like the omeprazole, that can cause hair loss, gout, high blood pressure medicine, and more. If you notice a significant increase in hair loss, check any new prescriptions or supplements and their potential side effects. And then stop smoking if you're still smoking. Now, I know there's a few of you still out there. Some studies show that the association between smoking and baldness in men. When I noticed a few more hairs in my brush than I liked about 6 months ago, I started paying attention. A new patient came to me with this thick, beautiful hair. She looked like she could be a hair model, and she was my age. And I looked at her and I said, "What are you doing? Your hair is gorgeous." And she says, "You won't believe this. 6 months ago, I had bald spots and thinning of my hair." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I said, "What did you do?" And she says, "Well, I went to the best hair doctor in town." And I'm like, taking notes. "Well, what did he say?" He said, "You need to go on to Viviscal." And Viviscal is a vitamin that you can get at Walgreens. So I started searching it out. It was fairly pricey. And so when I did my research, I found that it's been around for over 20 years. The data is fabulous. It shows a thicker hair shaft, more hair growth. And I saw they had a professional version. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to take the best possible supplement. So I brought it in for myself, and I brought an extra to the office for my patients because I had had so many patients that were concerned about their hair. I started taking it, and within a month, I noticed my hair looked fuller and more lush. It felt better. And I started to notice after a couple of months new hair growth around the hairline and it filling in where I thought it was lighter before. So for me, this really helped. I use the tablets. I take them twice a day, one in the morning, one at night. And then if I really want the baboom of the hair, the lion hair, I'll use the shampoo, the Viviscal shampoo, and the conditioner. And they also have this magical elixir that I think also gives you a little bit extra body. So we do have some products that are helping people with hair thinning. So if you'd like to check it out, you can give our office a call at 954-791-4498, and we can help you get that. There are other options. There's lisinopril that's mixed with minoxidil that would be a prescription at a compounding pharmacy. They have it in foams and oils. They also have it in shampoos and conditioners. So that's something to check out. I can't even say it. Latinosapril is the same chemical that's in Latisse that ladies use for their eyelashes. And I was speaking with a pharmacist about this combination the other day, and he says if they have hair follicles, it will grow. So that could be the answer for you, too. And I do write prescriptions for that at my office. So, in conclusion, there are many factors that go into hair thinning and balding. However, there are possible solutions. So if your healthcare provider hasn't put this as much thought as I have into hair thinning, maybe you want to call and schedule with me, Carolyn Zallmeyer, a nurse practitioner at Low TE Florida, and see how we can help you feel and look your best. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next week, 7 o'clock on Thursdays. Have a great night. Thank you for listening. It's my mission to help men and women live their best lives, and I hope that today's show gave you just a little motivation to do so. If you'd like to learn more about bioidentical hormones and if they're right for you, please call my office to schedule a consultation, 954-791-4498, or visit our website, lowteflorida.com. See you next week.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily